Hey, what up, world? Welcome to the Movie Gods podcast. My name is Andrew.
I'm Ina.
This is Muso.
Naftali.
And welcome to episode 5. Of course, it's been a while since we've all been together to record. Of course, unless people have been living under Dwayne Johnson, we kind of had a third wave of COVID-19 in the country.
Delta.
Delta variant. Right after we had episode 4, and we're all just like, you know what, we're families, and let's just relax a little bit. Quite a lot of deaths. It's crazy. So we're just like, let's chill a bit and let's relax. And then we're going to get back, I think, the last 2 weeks. And then the last 2 weeks we had glitches again. So, but we're back officially, episode 5, Movie Gods podcast. And but during the lockdown, as you call it, we got a chance to spend time with the family, but we've also been watching quite a bunch of stuff on our own. Maybe let's just get into that in terms of what have we actually been like. Did you watch anything new? Did you watch anything old that you rewatched that you felt like, this is actually dope? It's better than I thought it was, maybe from back in the day. Or anything on Netflix and DSTV. I don't know. Does DSTV actually play anything? Steve?
Hey, it's one side.
Give us a call. But what have you guys been watching?
Okay. I can go first. I think I should have written a list of what I watched because I did watch a lot of good stuff. But something new, Green Knight. Green Knight was very good.
Okay, we're going to talk about that a little bit later on.
Okay, so I'll just leave that. What I watched was something old that I watched that was good to watch again was Man on Fire. And what I really liked about the film is how well they played on emotions. And we were talking about it, saying that they don't do that with films anymore. It felt like two other movies that did that well. The Last Samurai, Tears of the Sun. You know how they used to make movies back then where it's just like I'm a man but I'm crying. So I enjoyed it. I watched it 3 or so days ago. Very good movie.
When was it made?
I don't know. I forget.
Is it an old movie?
It's
Man on Fire is 2006 I think.
2006.
Was that Dakota Fanning's first movie?
No,
not the
first.
first.
Man, Dakota's been acting since she.
I think she did.
But she was a kid in that movie, bro.
Yeah, but she's been even younger in other movies.
A couple of those horror flicks and thrillers.
There's that movie. Is it where Chris Evans is it Push? Wasn't she in Push? The movie where he has powers. Isn't Dakota Fanning in that movie?
I don't know.
It's like a superhero movie.
Chris Evans, it's like mutants, like people who have abilities.
Oh, okay.
And Chris Evans is in it, but it's pretty old. It's around the same time. But
she's been around for a while.
Okay.
The bad thing about the movie is the way it's shot.
Man on Fire.
You know, back in those years where to make a movie hit, you shake the camera.
It's Miami Vice. Remember Miami Vice?
Zeros.
Those kind of things.
It's also one of those and parts of it shot in Mexico and then everything's just yellow.
Grungy vibe. That's Miami Vice, exactly.
I think it's quite a few things as well. I think maybe the notes I'll give 2 things: new stuff and the rewatch. So new stuff, obviously, what we did go through was Loki.
Oh my God!
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
You understand? So I don't know. Are we gonna discuss that? It's part of it.
Loki.
You can discuss it.
Discuss it now.
Yes, exactly. So I guess that's
awesome.
I think that's part of the notable stuff that I think a lot of people watched, obviously because of the buzz. How was it?
No, we're talking about Loki.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about both of them.
Falcon and
you understand?
Loki.
Yeah.
Both of them, I don't know. A lot of people like Loki, but for me, I was
Loki was okay. Loki was a TV show.
I didn't get it.
It's funny because of the 3. Remember when they were being promoted before either of them came out? when I actually thought WandaVision
Was
would be the worst
WandaVision
one.
wasn't WandaVision?
And WandaVision was the best.
That was the first
And-
one.
Yeah,
That
it was the first of the
first
three
of
Marvel
the
shows.
three,
Three our lockdown
Yeah.
situations. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. So out of the three, that one is the best.
WandaVision.
WandaVision was the best. Strangely
Best.
enough, it was the best. Yeah.
Even though we hated it at the beginning.
Yeah, no, at the beginning it
It was
started off
sad.
very
Yes,
but
yeah.
And
Yeah.
then Loki
Yeah.
sucks.
Loki is whack.
Loki's
Okay.
terrible.
I'm sorry.
No, Loki is not okay.
You hate
Because Musa disagrees.
Musa disagrees.
Loki was. The thing is, it could have been brilliant. There was so much they were exploring. It could have been good, but you see them falling back into their Marvel tropes, where they get away with half-baked. Yo, Marvel, don't be angry. They get away with half-baked, like plot and like. Character
I think
development.
one of the biggest things is that whole timeline situation with the variants and all of that. I think Marvel sucks at that reveal. Every single time you'll be thinking it's the same thing with the Avengers. Oh no, how are they going to change back, redo the snap? Oh, they need to go back in time and get the stones. That whole reveal of anything that has to do with time travel, time variance, time whatever, it doesn't come out very well. You understand? It's very clunky, very messy, and I think even with Loki especially, the expectation was like, okay, you know, and then they come and reveal, oh no, these guys are actually fake. The what you call it, the
Time
TVA.
the TVA and stuff like that. Yeah. So anyway, that's that.
Mhm.
I think one other thing I would probably say that I did enjoy is I think we watched that Jason Statham movie during this time, Wrath of Man.
Wrath of Man.
Yes.
Wrath of Man.
Wrath of Man was brilliant.
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 Yeah, Wrath of Man was
Guy
brilliant.
Ritchie knows what he's doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think going back to the old stuff. The stuff.
What?
It was good, but you guys like it was good.
Okay.
What? What? Okay, give me a film that was better than that.
I can't remember, but the movie we watched after that was very good.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nobody was good, but I
It was
don't
not
think
better
it
than
was
Wrath of
better
Man.
than
Yeah, it
Wrath
wasn't
of
better
Man.
than that.
No, I think
But it was good.
I'm flipping them, I think. Okay, to be
Might-
honest,
yes.
those were a good time. But I
Yeah, those are good
enjoyed
movies.
that. It was a good time. It was.
Yeah. Maybe a last thing is I rewatched the Matrix trilogy.
Yeah.
Just for
Oh, you
fun.
did?
I did. Just for fun. Maybe it was pre-Matrix 4 hype
Mm.
right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know what I was doing. I just decided to rewatch it, and those guys could make movies.
I actually went
It
and
made
watched
so
the
much
first
sense.
Matrix after you said you watched it. You
Yeah.
watched the trilogy, so I was like, okay, let me also. Yeah.
Good,
We'll
yeah.
discuss. Okay, just talk
It's-
about that
Yeah.
highway thing.
Which one?
Where they built the highway.
Where they built an entire highway only to crash it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just
To
completely
the accident
destroy
and
it.
stuff.
Like they
Yes.
spent how much was it? It was like
What was that?
4 million or something.
They spent a lot of money
Just
just
to make-
just for that whole scene,
The
with the
highway
cars
scene.
and all of that.
Oh, yeah.
But all in all, I think it defined a new era of movie making, and I guess that's what they're trying to do now. So we'll see.
No, I don't think they're trying to define an era.
Redefine.
No,
I don't think
that's
they can.
impossible. They can't.
Yeah.
Like, they were young then. Like, you need to be young to be able to like.
No, I'm saying that at that time they defined a new
Oh,
era.
Yeah, but they're not redefining. They're just
No, they're trying
pandering to nostalgia. That's
apparently, but they're also trying to.
how.
Okay,
When did this?
we'll
okay,
get
sorry.
into that.
Oh,
We'll get
yeah.
into the Matrix 4
Okay.
when we get into the trailer because we all watched it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have said that the Matrix was groundbreaking, but
Yeah.
2 and 3 are like rubbish. Some people say that.
I think that's
I
true.
want to argue that.
Now that,
Okay,
now that,
talk, you talk.
now that you've watched the
Yeah.
trilogy, what's your take on that?
Okay, look, Matrix 1, it was nothing like we'd ever seen before.
Yeah.
So originally our minds were blown. Everything was just out of this world. You
Yeah.
understand? So we kind of got used to it. Matrix 2 and 3, they came. There was actually it was a bit of a delay between
Yeah.
1 and 2, but then it was like 1 year difference.
They
They shot at the same time.
They
Maybe
shot
two
it
and
came out the
three.
same year or something.
Exactly. Yeah. No, look, I enjoyed Reloaded
Yeah.
more than I did Revolutions.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mhm.
Matrix 1 obviously tops it. But the whole thing, man, I'm
enjoyed it.
rewatching the entire story again. I think it gave me just a new perspective. So I don't have any qualms of 2 and 3. I like the whole trilogy. In fact,
The scene, the highway scene, just starting off from that restaurant
Uh-huh.
where they went to see the Merovingian, because that's where it starts off.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
right.
That entire scene
that
up until
entire scene.
Neo goes and
Go on
fights
level.
those guys
Yes.
at the stairs, and then he stops all the and then he picks
Yes.
like a bullet. That entire scene for me is just
Funny
God
enough,
level.
Now,
from
God
that
level.
scene, I think I remember mentioning this in the group. That highway scene has got so many similarities to Tennant's highway scene.
Yeah.
A lot of similarities, even from the sound design. It was very, very interesting to see actually.
So like the reverse of Tenet.
It was
And the
literally
reverse
like
of
a
Matrix.
callback there. Tenet almost did like a callback. I remember seeing that. I was like, that's actually quite.
It's actually a good reference, man.
It's very, very.
Moso?
Oh, okay. I don't watch a lot of movies.
Series?
Simply because when I start watching a movie and it's trash, I've wasted like 2 hours in my life. So when I'm by myself, I watch a lot of TV shows. I'll go through them quickly. So the first one I started watching is Rick and Morty. I have a friend who was going on about it, and so I started.
You mean a
watching-
friend that was going on? You mean him?
No.
Oh, someone
It's
else.
actually a girl. Shout
Oh
out.
wow.
And then the 100, which was, it's like a guilty. I have a lot of
The 100.
Yes,
I've actually. I killed that like
you finished it.
last year or the year before last. Yes,
Yes.
I did.
Like season 2 is very, very good.
Very good white noise.
Yeah. So, but they're going to insult me because of that. So
Who's going to insult
you people?
We haven't watched it. So.
And then
I also didn't watch it.
You have to watch
season
it.
3 of Sex Education came out yesterday, so I started watching that. This is all on Netflix if you want to find it. And then
Sex Education is very good.
yeah, so they've started the new season.
You should check it out. But it's very like woke. It's one of those like
Yeah, it's very woke.
yeah, intersectionality and what
Yeah,
you know this word. It's all this,
yeah.
it's very
Buzzwords are in
the
there.
buzzwords
Yeah,
are
but
in
it's
there,
well
yeah.
written. So,
Creation of new terminologies and stuff like that.
yeah, but I like it. I enjoyed the first 2 seasons, so I'm watching the 3rd now. And then Dave.
Dave
To
is
watch Dave.
incredible.
I keep hearing Dave is
What
around.
is Dave? That was
I
amazing.
think they've been talking about it the whole time.
Dave is very, very good. Yeah.
It's like if you are caught up with pop culture, like especially like artists like Doja Cat,
Yes,
Kanye West,
Yeah.
Drake, all these. Like if you are caught up with
that world.
that world of musicians, then you're gonna love it because it's like. But the way they do it, they tackle things like mental health,
Yeah.
Is there
friendships.
Yeah.
Like they look at it like in a
real
very
world,
raw,
modern?
yeah.
Okay.
It's brilliant. I would
Yeah.
highly recommend.
And
it.
his character, like, he's very egotistical, so it gets to you at times, but it's still like
Yeah.
an egotistical.
So
lovable
is the
character.
whole thing about this guy, Dave?
It's basically I don't know if you know Lil Dicky.
The artist, the Jewish
like the
artist.
English
Yeah.
rapper.
Oh yeah.
The what?
Like, oh sorry, he's the white rapper. That's why.
So it's like his version of 8 Mile, but
Yes.
done in a very like in a
okay.
very modern like
Mhm.
current
Setting.
way,
Yeah.
the way like
Okay.
you know like Snapchat and
Ah,
things like that. Yeah, so it's
The episode
Check
with
it out.
Doja Cat. That's actually where my crush for that lady started, by the way.
interesting.
For them.
Yeah, but anyway.
I we basically more or less watched more of the same thing aside
Yeah.
from like Snowfall and things like that. I didn't watch those. But one thing I rewatched. This is a show I rewatched. I rewatched season 1, and it solidified itself as my favorite season of anything I've ever watched.
Friends.
More
Ever.
than season. What's that season of Breaking Bad? That crazy one. I think it's 4.
Season
The
4.
one where they kill the guy, the
Gus Fring.
manager, Gus Fring.
Yeah.
That's
That
5.
season is that 5? Yeah.
5 was supposed to be the best.
It's 5.
I don't know what
I don't
season
know.
that was, but there's
No,
that
one was
season that was
nine.
crazy of
Yeah.
Breaking
5.
Bad.
No, then it's 4.
For me, it's better than that season. It's better than season 3 of Game of Thrones, the one with the
Good
red
lord.
wedding.
Okay.
When is this?
And it's better than season. I think
Walking
it's
Dead.
on par with Walking Dead. The season where the
Negan.
Introduction
Negan,
of Negan.
Yeah.
that season, it's also
I think
better than that
that's
season.
7.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
and I would say it's on par with season 3 of Attack on Titan.
What?
Hear me out.
What's that show?
Let's hear the show.
Heroes season 1.
Okay. No.
Let me make
Yes.
this.
No,
Heroes
it's true. He's
season
correct.
1.
He's right.
It's the only show I've ever watched where
That
there are
is a
10 characters,
very
10
big-
to 15 characters,
And
and every single one of them is important.
yes.
Where you're watching and you're seeing someone from at the beginning and like, who's this random kid?
Uh-huh.
And that random kid ends up being like
Important.
so important, like the plot hinges on that kid.
Yeah.
And like it's the only show that I've ever seen that's so intricate. Like everyone is connected to everyone. Like I'm going to spoil Heroes because it's from
It's
2006.
10 years
It's old.
Yeah, it's very old.
Yes.
Like the whole show hinges on like save the cheerleader, save the world, right? And the cheerleader is the girl whose father is the one who's basically
The
capturing,
evil guy.
the evil guy, he's the man with the horn-rimmed glasses. But at the same time, like that girl is adopted from the guy who actually ends up saving her, right? And then that guy, he gets the message to save the cheerleader, save the world from a guy called Hiro, who comes from Japan just because like he wants to be a hero, right?
Yeah.
And he ends up like going into the future where he sees like the bomb blowing up and all these things. And then that guy goes up seeing the guy who paints the future, right? And he's the one where they get like the entire message of, he's actually the first one to see the bomb blowing up. And then that guy is dating a girl who it's everything is it's like this tapestry of like everything is important. Like there's no fat on that. It's not in a bad word. I'm just saying like there's no fat on that on the show. Everything is intricately written from beginning, and you can actually see it when they started doing season 2 and season 3. You can see that the guy did everything from 1 to
3.5. No.
He did season 1, like he thought it out and planned it out, and then he presented it, and then they shot it, they did it, and then it was so popular that they were like, oh yeah, we need a season 2, and then he's now started thinking,
Employment.
yeah,
Integrated
what can I do?
No, literally what happened with Hero, remember, it has 3 seasons.
It has 4 seasons.
4?
Yeah. There's a season where like Syla ended up being like the
okay, I remember.
the good guy.
The good guy.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the one they tried to redo? There was a
No, they did another short one where they tried to come back, so there's like 4.5.
Yes.
Season 2. Halfway through season 2, if I'm wrong, you can correct me. Halfway through season 2, there was the writers.
Oh yeah, the writers. Yeah, and it ended up being a short thing. Yeah.
Changed. After that, no, the writers were striking.
Yeah.
Because of
It was like an industry wide.
Yes.
Like there were a lot of movies that had to be held back, and it affected a lot of shows. Yeah.
And immediately after that, that show never came back. But the writers that they had season 1 and half of season 2 were stellar.
Yeah.
That was
Another thing that I loved about it is it starts off with Peter Petrelli. Like he's when you're watching it, you're like, this is the main guy. He's going to be the main guy. Then you have his brother. But then the show actually, when you look at the what do you call, they call it the hero's journey.
Yeah.
It's actually about his brother. Because his brother is the one who ends up saving, because he takes him and then he flies into the sky and then he blows up. And then that's how he saves the day, because it's about how to stop an exploding man. Because that bomb is actually Peter, because he takes people's powers, like whoever he gets near. Then there was a guy who's like radioactive or whatever, and then Anyways, aside from what we've been watching on rewatching, some dope movies have come out in the year. Maybe let's go through what are some of our top 5s in terms of, you mentioned Wrath of Man. Is that your favorite of the year so far?
Wrath of Man.
Favorite is difficult. But yeah, there have been quite a few. Quiet Place 2 was dope, guys.
Yes.
Let's not even play jokes.
It was dope, but I don't think it's better than the first Quiet Place.
It's not.
Obviously, it's not.
No,
How would it be better than the first?
You can, most sequels are never better than the first. It's rare, you understand? But Quiet Place 2 was good.
So we watched
Green Knight, where would you
Green Knight,
In comparison with what?
like is it in your top 5
For the year so far, yes.
far?
Yes. There's no argument. I enjoyed, like just all the movies you mentioned, because I can't remember now. We watched so many things.
Yeah.
But
I'm trying to check here on the list.
the best might be
The
Wrath of
Tomorrow
Man.
War was.
Oh my God, the Tomorrow War was
Yeah.
good.
See?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I don't know if
It's
I don't
not
know what
a-
is it about the Tomorrow, but it's a very fun movie to watch.
It's so much fun.
with people,
Yes.
especially when you have to discuss like, oh, did you see that? Did you like? I don't know if it would be as fun like just on your own, just watching at home, but
Sorry, I watched, sorry, confession. I watched it before we watched it. So I just pretended I didn't watch it.
okay.
So I enjoyed it. That was my second watching with you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it was good. On
It
the
was
second
good
one.
still.
Okay.
So the first, that's why I kept saying we need to watch this film. And I tried to dump it.
Here's the thing.
The one thing that we have forgotten, right?
Before we get to that, I'm still on the Tomorrow War, because the Tomorrow War has a very interesting premise
Yes.
that I think even that could be the same with Quiet Place 2, That
How?
But for me, I feel like
Tomorrow
the War did it better, but I think has an opportunity to explore it.
Yes.
My theory is that I don't know if you guys watched Predator,
Which
the
one?
original Predator.
Yeah.
But but when they did the sequels to Predator, they basically revealed like these predators are basically
From
another planet, and then they come to our world
For rite of
hunt.
passage. No, it's rite of
Is
passage.
it rite of passage?
Yeah, to become like men, then they go and hunt and stuff.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
basically yeah.
Yeah.
So my theory is that the creatures in the Tomorrow War are just like random.
I think they're like
beasts.
cows.
Yeah,
They're like cows or something.
but there's someone behind that.
There's someone,
Yes.
something
Sends them.
else sent them.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I think that's the same thing with
But didn't we
Quiet
see the
Place.
thing that sent them? We saw the thing.
We saw, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They did it better than
But
Quiet
it was
Place
just
because
better.
an inkling.
Yeah.
they showed it.
Yes.
Yeah, they showed just like a
Just a bit.
suggestion.
It was just
How-
a tease.
At the end, you remember when they went to the snow?
And they went to the spaceship, and the guy said,
Inside the
"Wait,
spaceship
these
was
are
someone
just
giving
yeah.
these are just weapons that these
Yes.
people built
Yeah.
or something."
Yeah.
Yeah, but there are people that make them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my theory, because remember in the Quiet Place, when in 2, because the first one they just showed the things,
Yeah.
but in 2 they actually showed the things falling
Coming,
from the
yes.
sky,
Yeah.
and then they start running, hunting, and you're like, how does randomly just fall from the sky? Is that hunting? Like
Yes.
obviously something happened there.
Yes.
So my theory is that even with the Quiet Place, like something sent them just to like have fun and watch them destroy Earth, and yeah. But I think.
Do you know the mistake we're making?
Hmm?
It's like The Walking Dead versus. Okay, generally a zombie movie is like Zombies Land. Then they try and find the cure, or they find the cure or something. So it's about that.
Mm.
But Walking Dead chose to go, let's explore the human element.
Yeah.
Now,
And there's no cure.
And there's no cure.
What we are living
that's
in.
I think that's what Quiet Place is doing. They're
Mhm.
exploring humans surviving in this alien. So they're not really
And
exploring
there's
the aliens.
no end to it.
Yes, but now, whereas Tomorrow War is like building on this world. Like,
Yeah.
you want to know where these things are from. Like,
Yeah.
I think where Tomorrow War succeeded is they brought in every possible sci-fi thing. There was time travel. There was aliens. It's
Yeah.
like all this tech
Okay.
and stuff like that.
It didn't feel too
Sci-fi.
not too
Contrived.
sci-fi, but like it didn't feel like they were trying to throw everything at the
Yes,
wall. and
it was
just
perfect.
see what
It just
fits.
flowed.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
flowed. It was
Yeah.
well written, in my opinion.
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Ooh.
Ooh. Top 5.
Ooh. Not
It
top
was
5.
brilliant.
But it was very good.
It was very good.
It was top 5-ish. I don't know.
Can a movie like that? A movie like that would have to be very. But the acting,
The acting was brilliant.
Mm.
it's
It
good.
was just very good.
The stories maybe where it loses it a bit, but it's a good movie.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. That's more or less our top 5 for the year so far.
Mr. Nobody, Wrath of Man.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Wrath of Man is for me.
Tomorrow
but
War
Nobody
was-
isn't.
Tomorrow's War is definitely top 5 this year for me. Like, I can't stray.
Yeah, nobody
me.
wouldn't fit for me either.
Mm.
As top
For
5.
me, it's Wrath of Man and Green Knight, Zack Snyder's Justice League, and then we can talk about everything.
Everything else, yeah,
Those
yeah.
3
Yeah.
is like.
Tomorrow War has to be there for me because I enjoyed that movie. I think I watched it 3 times.
I agree on that one. Yeah.
I think there's a couple of movies that are coming the later part of this year, like
Mhm.
Dune, that are going to. Like,
I love that the reviews for Dune are awesome.
Yeah.
Because like Denis Villenueve has been like gold every time, and you think this might be the time he misses.
Yeah.
But Anakam, it's like apparently it's dope. So
The Marvel fans are very angry with him right now.
I wanted us to discuss that.
Yeah. Because he said,
He said he basically came out and said
It's
he feels
popcorn.
like he feels like Marvel films are just copy and paste of each other. And you see Marvel guys coming out there like, how can he say that? Who is he? He's jealous. He's what?
Yeah, but
he wishes he was Marvel.
If you look at
let's see.
what's the difference between the first Avengers, second and third? There is
Yeah.
nothing new in any of them. They are
Yeah.
separate, then they assemble together, then they fight.
my issue, I do agree with what he's saying. My issue with Marvel is that when they started off, they promised to like every director will have his own vision and every movie will feel different. Like
Yeah.
remember when
While
they were saying
sticking to the same.
it's
Yeah.
still the same universe.
Yes.
Remember when they were saying like
I think Doctor Strange ended it though.
Doctor Strange was the only one.
That's where it ended. Like after
Oh,
we saw,
okay, yeah.
they're like, okay, we're not going to let them do this anymore.
Yeah. The you remember when they were saying Winter Soldier, Captain America Winter Soldier was come a espionage thriller, it's political espionage thriller.
Yeah.
Like when you watch it,
It's
you're
a
actually like, at the end of the day, it's still two niggas like beating each other, and it's like I can't compare that movie with like a French Connection. You remember the old
Yeah.
90s espionage films?
Even some Bond movies.
Bond, like
Exactly.
I can't
No.
compare Winter Soldier. It's a decent movie, but it's not. I can't compare it to
Do you
that.
know? And talking about having movies which have got different flavors in the same genre.
Yeah, in the same.
Remember the War of the Planets?
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
They're
all
all
three
different.
movies are completely
Different,
different
yeah.
movies. Like
Oh wow, yeah, because the first one was a bit more fun,
yeah, the first
Right,
one is
right.
fun. Then the second one is
and the
like
third one is just like
Dark.
more
Dark,
serious.
yeah.
yes, and then
Wow.
And the second one has those espionage elements. Remember,
Yes.
they kept going to the camp of
Yes.
the apes,
Yes, yes.
coming back, trying to infiltrate and see.
Uh-huh.
Like every movie
Yeah.
was very different
and
from
then the
each
third
other.
one, the apes
Oh,
are
it's the next
literally
level.
people. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
they are people fighting with how do we survive as a
Yeah, it's so
race.
different from the first.
Those three movies are amazing. That's why I find them amazing. But Marvel, Avengers, the three of them.
I felt Doctor Strange. I watched it again recently, and it was
Doctor
just
Strange and the
was
first Thor.
brilliant. And the first Iron Man film.
You know,
I don't remember
you
the
know
first
the
one.
thing about Doctor Strange, because I think I'm the only one who's watched Shang-Chi here.
No,
Maybe
yeah,
I've
the
watched
other
Shang-Chi.
ones.
My problem, I'm not going to spoil it, but my problem with Shang-Chi is the end of the movie is basically just these guys fighting another big monster that comes.
Oh,
And
that's
it's
that
like
nonsense
the
again.
entire third act is just them fighting some random monster that we've never heard of. It's coming from another world to come kill us, and it's like, guys. But the thing is, that's what Doctor Strange also did. But the way the director just switched it up, and it's like, oh, the monster is coming, but he won.
Oh.
But he's now trapped in this thing. Like there was a
So
twist
they were
that was smart.
they were trying to do Monster again, and
But
what I liked is he didn't make it. It wasn't the central.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like the central part of the movie.
Yeah.
That monster thing.
Yeah, but even when the monster came, I expected like, oh, he's just going to defeat the monster and then the movie ends. But he does
The way
it
he
in a
defeated
way.
it, yes.
It was in a very,
Yeah.
very smart and interesting way.
He
But this one, they just beat the guy and then the guy is gone. And now the movie's done. So yeah.
You could see they were trying to box the Doctor Strange director, trying to box him into the Marvel conventions and tropes, but he decided, I'm going to do it my own.
That's why he didn't come back.
Yeah.
Is the Eternals directed by a woman?
Yeah.
So maybe
Chow Zhao, I think she's a.
The
she's
one
the
who did the foreign that film,
Yeah,
immigrant
the
film.
Oscar, yeah, the
The
movie.
Oscar, yeah.
It's not a foreign actually; it's an American film, but
Yeah, not a foreign film, but about foreigners. It was about foreigners most.
yeah, I think so.
Where
I
does
didn't
she-
watch it. I want to watch it, but
where
yeah.
does she come from?
She's
She's
Chinese,
Chinese.
but she's American.
Yeah.
Or she,
So maybe-
she lives in
I mean, there was that comparison where she says
Chloe
that
Zhao, I think it's
Yeah.
she gets her motivation from
Denis Villenueve.
yeah.
She pitched the movie.
Okay, wait,
Eternals.
you must set it up nicely.
Yeah.
Okay.
After the Marvel fans were dissing Denis Villeneuve for his thing, saying he wishes he was Marvel, he starts, what does he know what he's talking about? Then it comes out that this woman who is directing the Eternals used his movie, Denis Villeneuve's Blade Runner,
Yeah.
as inspiration.
Not just his. Like, she came with
The
the
screenshots.
of the shots of his movie to
And
say,
said, this
I
is
want,
what I want to do
this
this.
I want Eternals to look like. Yeah.
So if
But even still, they didn't even let her do it. If
Yeah.
you look at the trailer,
It's
it looks like they
very
still marveled her down.
Yeah. We saw recently Tuso Mbedu. I think that's her name. She's a very good actress. Started in South Africa. She's now moved over to the States. I don't know if she's permanently there, but I know she's doing a show about. I don't know. I'm forgetting the show's name, but it's about the whole
Liberation.
liberation of the slaves, the underground railway, and it coincides with a time where we're seeing the Oscars. Or Namibia is now eligible for entry to the Oscars, and it just got me thinking like. Seeing that, like, she's not the first actress from or not the first actor from South Africa that sort of crossed over there, or even in Africa. What's the guy Inagoro, the guy that plays
Jama.
Jimon and so.
No, but he didn't cross from Africa. He was like his stories was in Europe. Yeah.
Oh, he came from Europe.
Yeah, it's
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Across there.
Yeah, but so we've seen quite a lot of actors from Africa exports go to the US and make it big. And even what's a movie Tsotsi? I think it was. I don't know if it was the first African movie to win an
Oscar. Yeah.
at the international.
The director was exported, none of that cast.
Okay. Yeah, but it's a very South African film.
Yes.
Yeah. Same way like District 9 feels like it's a very South African.
But that's a South African who went to Canada when he was 16.
Yeah, but the movie itself feels very
South
like
African.
yeah, they're speaking Afrikaans. They're in Joburg or wherever. Feels. But what my question is like, what can like Namibia do to see more exports like that?
I want to ask a question that questions that question.
Mm.
Why is it that in order to feel accomplished, it must be recognized there? Like it's a very important question. Like my friend and the other Andrew, we discussed this about like why must it be it's America before it's recognized? Like why that? Why must it be Hollywood?
Because that's supposed to be or is the largest film industry in the world.
Still, that means nothing.
No,
like,
but
okay,
it's like it's premium.
Okay, let's talk.
If you're
Let's talk.
if you're recognized by the Oscars, yeah, premium.
But let's forget that nonsense.
You can even go to Cannes.
Wait. Forget that nonsense. Let's talk Train to Busan.
Yes.
What American zombie film has touched that thing? But because they are speaking Korean, because it's made in South Korea, we must not because it was not nominated for the Oscar. What film touches that?
They are making a remake of Train to Busan.
You understand
American version.
why? But you see, it's still that thing of like we give them too much. That's my personal opinion. We give them too much.
What he's saying is that the South Korean film industry has existed for a very long time and has been thriving within South Korea. South Korea is making some of the best movies
but we don't,
in the world.
But they don't recognize
Train to Busan is
amazing.
It's South Korean, right?
It's South Korean, right?
Like it's Seoul. It's
Kingdom South Korean.
South Korean also.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of South Korean movies that are brilliant.
Parasite.
There's another one called.
What did the director? Okay, check this. What did the director say?
But what I'm saying with his point is that Parasite, which is another South Korean film, which won not only best international foreign film, won best picture.
Yeah.
Yes.
It didn't have the buzz that it had. It had the buzz before it was nominated and before it won, but the buzz that it had after.
What did the director say after he won?
Say it.
What did
I don't
he
know.
say?
Please Google that thing. I don't want to misquote him, but he literally said it means nothing. He literally said it means nothing. I think the guy wait, hear me out. I think the guy recognized.
Parasite.
Yeah, I think he recognized that there were people in this country doing amazing films and had probably done better films than him.
recognized.
No one recognized them, but he's like, you guys are wasting your time on these things. It's like Fame, where people say, oh, they're after the Fame. Well, there's so many better movies. So my question is, as a director, do you want to chase that notoriety, or do you want to make a film like an amazing? It's like how Deacons was only recognized for best cinematographer now, and like how he's making all these amazing films. So does he judge his ability as a filmmaker by reaching these things?
Well, let me just. There are two aspects of it. There is what I think the filmmakers in Namibia are thinking, and what they should be thinking. I think the thought is, oh no, if we're recognized by Hollywood, when we want to do a project, it's more likely that somebody will support our project. We can go to someone and say, no, listen, we're recognized by Hollywood, and we're trying to make this movie. Give us money, because the issue that you have in Namibia.
So they're still looking for money.
Yes, the issue that you have in Namibia for filmmaking isn't the talent. The problem you have is funding. So if you have this, maybe there'll be more funding.
Give you a bit bigger.
No, but let me finish. But however, how they are supposed to be thinking, 80% of the movies that make it to Hollywood, they come from the small festivals, like the European small festivals. When they make a big impact in Europe, that's when they go to.
Sorry, I have to be different.
Let me just finish. So, if really somebody wants to make a wave, you won't be aiming for Oscars. If you really want to, you'll be aiming for the small film carnivals that are held around the world.
Even that I disagree with, because check, what is one of the biggest film industries in Africa?
China.
Hollywood.
Thank you. When do those people chase cans?
That is not as film industry.
No, hear me out. What? No, wait, stop, let's stop. Whoa, wait. Hey.
Whoa.
That is not the what?
Whoa.
No, wait, stop. Okay, wait. Okay, the point I'm getting at.
Hollywood is a multi-million-dollar.
Thank you. The point I'm getting at is know
your audience.
Be self-aware. Yeah, be self-aware. Know what you can do.
They don't care.
They know.
Nollywood,
Those guys are
even
good.
Bollywood,
Ghana
they don't
is
care. They
Ghana is
don't
also
care.
the same. Ghana is very good.
Yeah, but they
That's
don't
what I'm saying,
care.
but
Know
they
your
don't
market.
care. Hollywood, Nollywood and Bollywood do not care.
Okay, and my friend Andrew mentioned the statement, the other Andrew. He said, bruh, I want you to take some time, man. Like, okay, they've opened up the Oscars to Namibia. Besides the fact that you can get into the Oscars by entering other film festivals. Doesn't have to be the Oscar board. Go through the years and look at all the films that were Oscar nominated. Do you know that Victoria was not Oscar nominated, but that would have been a foreign film? Now we want to say we want to compete. I'm not saying I don't want to be the negative nigger or negative whatever. But bruh, the films that you have to compete with. Go back through those years and see the films that people compete with. You compete with stuff like let's not talk about. My point is know your niche, bruh. Like first of all, what Namibia needs to do is, I feel, is like we need to first discover ourselves, discover our identity, discover our voice, focus on that. If they recognize you, they recognize you. If you never get recognized, you've made the films you want to make.
But I think one of the two notable things I think that happens a lot in where the Oscars are concerned, there's always this negative side about the Oscars that they are very biased to an extent. You understand?
It's an American thing.
Yes, it is an American thing, but
So you're
most
dealing with that
American
politics
things,
also.
exactly, you're already
Add it
dealing
to
with
the
that
mix.
politics. So your film can be brilliant. You can have a great story, etc. You may not get there only because of a
Brilliance.
particular bias.
Yeah.
You understand? Because
For
they
that
know-
year, it's not about Black Lives Matter, it's about trans lives
things
matter.
always,
And then the movie doesn't
academy,
make the cut.
the academy is like the Olympics committee. You understand? When it suits them, they will change their narrative. When it suits them, no, certain athletes they can't because of testosterone, blah 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 blah. You understand?
Yeah.
But also at the same time, bringing you to the same point that Musa was saying, it is funding. Nobody in, I think in Nigeria, I don't know how it works,
Makes
but where they churn out so much,
Okay,
so
check.
much.
Okay.
Wait, hold up, just wait. So they churn out so much content. You understand? I don't know what those budgets are.
They're nothing.
But that's what I'm saying. When we come back down here,
Yeah.
obviously, right? We want to. It's like winning a Pulitzer. You understand? You want to win the biggest prize in order to get the biggest recognition, in order to end up getting the biggest funding, in order to have access to the biggest actors. You understand? The thing I think about the Oscars is access. That's what it gives you. It gives
Okay, that's why I have to disagree. That's why I have to disagree. Sorry. That's what. Okay. This is why I disagree because we spoke about this also. There was a guy who won, I think, best foreign or best something, and then went nowhere after that.
At the Oscars?
Yes, Oscars.
Oh.
And they gave him nothing after. There's this thing, narrative assumption and narrative that's been built as soon as you
win an Oscar, success comes.
and it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
This guy, what's his name? Taika Waititi.
Yes.
He didn't win an Oscar or anything. But the thing is with Taika is he knows how to play the Hollywood game. That's why he got Marvel films. There were guys who did stuff and never got Marvel films and stuff. He knows how to play that game. So there's this assumption, I collect Oscar, then things grow, then I do this, then there's that. Those things it's stories and it's not for everyone.
But also on your point, I think, like, if you want to make movies, and you have a camera at home, or you have a phone at home, just pick up your phone and start
And make the
making
movies. Why?
There's a guy from 10 years ago, I can't remember, I don't know what his name is, but he used to make very popular movies called Njeke Malignant. I can't, like,
Is that Nigeria?
in Namibia, deep in the village, and those things would sell like hotcakes. So
Oh,
just
the guy who made that village story, we used to make those village stories.
with those village stories,
Yeah.
you shoot and then just put them on a CD, on a DVD, and then start selling them. And those things would sell like hotcakes because they were so popular. So I think the solution is just having more people like that. Just create.
But first, sorry, on that point, like you can, the thing you're talking about is not necessarily more people, it's just find your voice. That was his voice. And that was his, and find your motivation. Is your motivation like
To become famous in
to be in Hollywood? But like for Namibia, our
You
biggest
just
thing,
love filmmaking. You just want to
make a film
whether
for
you
make
get
it, yeah.
recognized or not, you just want to make a brilliant film.
Yeah, just
That's
make it.
basically
And
Yeah.
I think, especially in the Namibian context, I think concerning film, that's the one thing that has been stopping people where they're like, I need this equipment, I need this and this.
Mm.
But people
Because there's
literally,
not enough here.
yeah.
There's
And-
not enough content.
Make with what you have.
And remember those action movies? I think is it Kenya or Uganda or one of these guys.
Those
Yes.
people laugh at.
Yeah,
but
but those guys
yeah.
were making films
Yeah,
with one camera and they've got these.
The fact of the matter is that it reached you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
And the stuff
understand.
are
Yeah,
being
yes,
streamed
exactly.
on YouTube.
Right.
So I guess that's the lesson.
Yeah.
If you want to make films whether it's gonna be at the
When it
Oscars
ends up
or
at
not.
the
Like,
Oscars.
it's
I
great
think,
to have
I
a
think when you stick to that passion, I think when the Oscar is not necessarily the ultimate goal, but at least if your focus is on increasing the level of filmmaking,
Yeah.
increasing the level of storytelling, that's when those things come.
Yeah.
If the focus is so much on the passion, I mean, tell a freaking good story and you will be shocked at what will happen.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, right.
I think that's what the South Koreans have mastered.
Those
They are
guys are serious about their
brilliant
craft, man.
storytellers.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be like crazy shots or anything like that. Yeah.
Okay.
We all got to watch Malignant. I don't know if you watched Malignant, Muso.
No, I didn't.
Okay, so
But
You-
you can sell it to me.
okay, so we are selling Malignant to you. I don't know.
We selling
I don't know
it.
if we are
We're
all
talking
selling
about- I
it.
don't know.
We are all talking about it, so I don't know. You
Everybody
decide.
must give their own opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll not spoil it. So this will be a
Oh,
spoiler.
Ooh, spoiler
spoiler
free.
free. Okay.
Okay.
Or should we spoil it? I don't know.
No, let's not spoil. We spoiled enough today.
It's too fresh.
Okay,
Maybe
it's still
Let's do
fresh,
fresh.
so we're not going to spoil it.
Yeah.
And then after that, we're going to talk about the Matrix 4, Matrix Resurrections.
Yeah.
Matrix
So-
Resurrections.
Trailer.
Yeah. Malignant. James Wan has been like ever since he did the first Saw movie. He's been sort of building this catalog of very interesting films, and he's also done Aquaman. I think Aquaman was his first break from the
That
Horror
genre.
the
genre.
horror genre. No, he did Fast 7.
He did
He
Fast.
did
Seven.
Fast
Oh,
7.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fast
What
7
a-
was his,
And
yeah.
Fast 7 was actually good.
Yeah, it was.
Yes, so
Yes.
Where the girl came back from the dead.
no, it had some very cheesy moments. I'll give you
It
that.
will
It
always
had
have
some
cheesy
But he
very
directed
But
it
in
well.
comparison,
Yeah.
look, Fast 5 is probably up there as one of the best.
yeah.
You understand? But I think Fast 7 is.
Fast 6 for me was a bit of a step down,
Yes.
but then Fast 7.
Fast 7
like-
big-
I can't
Yeah.
remember the difference between.
Yeah, it's the one where the Rock, that fight at the beginning where the camera. You remember where the Rock did a rock? What is it?
And then
What's
it turned,
what's
a
the
rock
bottom?
bottom.
Yeah, rock bottom on the guy, and then the camera flipped on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was a very interesting camera sequence in Malignant as well. But
All I remember is the girl coming back to life. So after
no, that I agree with you.
he resurrected
That was
her with his
terrible.
No,
emotions.
leave that story.
Yeah, there's always
That was the one.
It's
Yeah.
about family and
They
love.
can't help themselves. So
Yeah,
it's
it's about family and love.
Malignant.
Yeah.
Malignant for me, I don't know, man. I personally loved it. The reason why I loved it was as soon as the music started playing,
Mm-hmm.
as soon as the music started playing at the beginning of Malignant, and this is it's not a throwback. What do they call it? On a day
A
or
callback.
a callback to 80s horror. I don't know if you've ever watched 80s horror. There was a period, I think maybe 5 years ago, where I got addicted to watching like 80s
I
horror.
think he overdid it.
And
Is it
I
where
was
the music
watching-
sounded 80s-ish?
Yeah, where the music would find not just the music, but even the.
Is that the one where
itself.
said Moises could make
The
the music?
lady,
Yeah, that's the one.
the
So,
lady is in a 90 and there's this guy with a knife.
Yeah, it's sort of like that sort of 80s horror, but even like on the more like creepy side of things. I don't want to get into the twist. There is a twist. That's not a spoiler.
Oh, wow. Don't tell people there's a twist.
But there's a twist.
Yeah,
Every horror.
not the expected
Every
twist.
horror has a twist.
No, it's just, I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
you leave that in, you cut it. I don't care.
Continue.
Okay,
But
continue.
yeah, we can't. It's hard to discuss the movie without.
What's-
No, you can.
What's the synopsis?
I'm having visions.
I think it was a good horror, but it felt like because he is what do you say? He's done a lot of horrors, and every time he does a movie, he has to prove himself. I feel like he did well here, but personally felt like he was trying too hard to prove himself. So he made a concept that was really out there. That's what I felt.
Like
So
the
he,
village.
yes, but he didn't flop like the Village did. But he really, hey, how can I really push this
But
thing
he
to an
did
extreme?
flop.
No, he didn't flop. But I felt like it wasn't it wasn't amazing.
Yes.
But you felt like someone like, okay, I'm gonna write the story, but I'm not gonna write it the way they expect.
What was
Yeah, I'm going to-
what was his last movie before Malignant? Was it Aquaman?
Aquaman.
You see, I think based upon what you also said,
He's trying to help.
it's basically it was a switch of brain as well. I mean, the guy has done Insidious, Conjuring, so like that's his genre. But I think it was trying to get back to your focus. You understand?
Yeah, get back to your
focus. In the midst of trying to get back to your focus, you're trying to do one better than what you've done before. I mean, he did Conjuring 4, right?
No.
It wasn't him.
No. Conjuring 3, you mean?
Was
the
it
last
3?
one that came out.
The last one that came out was that 3?
Yeah. That was The Devil Made Me Do It.
Yeah.
It's not him.
It's not him.
Yeah. It's not him.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, he.
So
you could
based
feel like
upon
he's
that,
trying to
obviously he's like been out of touch for a bit. He wants to come back and try and
do something that's
what's
special.
trending, what's you understand. And look, the first half was like, second half, complete turnaround.
He says his name is Gabriel. I think he's someone from my past.
Happy birthday.
Whatever happened to you before you joined our family hurt you in a way that I can't even imagine.
A guy who's in it's an asylum, right?
Yes.
And he's having issues, right? So he's causing electrical outages. Power
Is he building a
outages.
world? He's building a world.
Yeah, I don't know if he's creating a world, but there's power outages. There's like, so this is a crazy guy, but he's very dangerous. He's killing nurses and all these people. And then the nurse says it's time to
cut out
the cancer, right? So it's basically time to kill him. And then the movie stops, and then we now move to this woman who's pregnant, and then she has an abusive husband or boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he hurts her, and then after that incident, she starts to have visions of someone killing people, right? So she's connected to someone who's killing, or she sees someone who's killing people. So then basically that's the premise. So she's trying to figure out like how does she stop these murders, because the police are also involved.
Exactly.
So they're now trying to figure out how do they stop those murders.
How is she not involved?
And how can she help the police, basically. That's the premise. But within that, that's a very light way to put it, but within that there's like it's a very I don't know, man, like I personally, maybe it's because of my 80s horror bias that I'm like, as soon as that music, because the music is so bad but it's so brilliant. That's the thing that I like about it. And the movie, and another thing about it as well is that he's trying to, because the last 3 horror films that he did were on the spiritual side of it. So you're talking about demons.
Okay, wait, don't spoil.
I'm not spoiling.
That's kind of a spoil. If you take it to its okay, continue. That can be a spoil.
Okay.
It can be a spoil.
But yeah, okay. So then I don't know how I don't know how friends
But it can be a spoil. It can be a spoil.
Okay, maybe it's a spoiler.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I personally love Malignant. Is it the best James Wan that I've seen? No. I think the Conjuring 1 is the best James Wan
That
film
was very good.
I've
That
ever
was
seen.
amazing.
But you recommend it for
Insidious
somebody who
also.
likes.
But if you like 80s horror, if you like horrors that are like it's a bit on the nose but it's creepy at the same time. If you like those type of films, I
Wait,
highly recommend.
Is he as good as what's that guy? There's a new guy who is known as Pony Smasher. Remember that guy?
Pony Smasher is he did Shazam. Why am I forgetting?
Yeah,
his name?
Shazam, that guy.
Yeah. Tony.
That's his handle.
His handle is called Pony Smasher. Yeah. I'm forgetting his real name.
I love him.
He's a student of
guy.
James Wan.
He is.
Yeah, because he did James Wan. He did a short film, and then James Wan brought him to do Lights Out, which James Wan produced, and then he also did Annabelle.
Who did that?
Yes, Annabelle.
Yeah, he did Annabelle. One of the
James Wan was
Annabelles.
part of the Nun. Was he director of the Nun?
No, he just produced it. Because that whole world is James Wan's world, the Conjuring universe. That's where you find Annabelle, the Nun. They're doing another one, I can't forget, but and then all the Conjuring films. So Pony Smasher is I don't know why I'm forgetting his name. We'll maybe put it somewhere like here when we edit. But Pony Smasher is a student of, but I don't think Pony Smasher is better than James Wan yet, because he hasn't done a film that's better than Conjuring.
Yeah.
Once you've done a film that's better than Conjuring, you can now start to have discussions.
Forget so.
Time to fly.
Chasing rabbits. If you want the truth, Neo, you're going to have to fly me.
And
Matrix 4 or Matrix Resurrections.
Yeah.
Is it Resurrections or Revolutions?
Resurrection.
Revolutions was the old one. Resurrections is what's
The new
coming
one,
out.
yeah.
Very interesting because only Lana Wachowski is coming back.
I
What's
know
the,
that.
what's the other sister?
Larry.
Lily.
No, Larry is now Lana
Lana.
Wachowski.
And it was Andy before. The other one, now it's.
Isn't it Lily?
No.
Lily Wachowski.
I
Yeah.
think it's Lily.
There was Andy.
Just now, get corrected in the comments.
Yeah,
can
please correct us because we are still trying
Wait,
to.
we can Google it. We all have.
Yeah, yeah. No, there's Lily Wachowski and Lana Wachowski. And only Lana Wachowski is
I was
coming
reading
back.
that story just the other day.
Came back.
Only Lana Wachowski came back for the Matrix. I don't know.
It's Lily.
Is Lily was coming back?
No.
No, Lana is the one that
Lana
came
is
back.
coming back. Lily's the other sister.
Lily's
Yeah,
out.
he's the other sister. Yeah. So those two have done everything together. They did Speed Racer. They did
The Matrix.
Cloud Atlas.
Cloud Atlas is one of the best movies.
Cloud Atlas is on point, man.
Cloud Atlas is another one of those like I can compare
need to
it
rewatch
Heroes, the
that.
way it's intricate like
Yes,
I
yes.
need to rewatch that.
It's
Let's
good.
into
I
it.
I watched it
think
again. It was
I'll-
good.
I'll
So
do
well
that
done.
tonight.
Yeah.
So unexpected. I like
Yeah.
that.
And
For
they
me,
did
it's-
Jupiter Ascending.
Jupiter Ascending, it's a fun movie for me,
I didn't like
but
it.
people didn't like it. Yeah, so I can understand why people
I didn't
didn't
like
like
it
Jupiter
either.
Ascending, but it's a very fun movie for me. I don't know why the clash is for them not to come, for her not to come back.
It's not a clash.
I think she doesn't agree with the story. We're doing it
It
again.
actually isn't. So I was reading about it. Basically, they are at two because I think there's a death that happened recently. I think their parents died. I think.
Okay.
Yes. So what basically ended up happening is that Lana decided to redo or to bring back the Matrix as a way to process her grief. While Lily did not feel that same path. She basically thought, I think for her it was more of a trigger than anything. So it's basically just being on different paths during this grief journey.
Okay.
So yeah,
Probably
so
should come back.
so I don't. It's not that they are fighting or anything. She actually supported her in doing it and all of those things. It's just that in during this time, it's just a place that she doesn't want to revisit because it brings back certain It's not a
So
clash.
that means the movie might be exploring some of those themes even when you
That's
think about it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Because she literally explained how it made her feel bringing back Neo, bringing back what you call it, Trinity and all of that. So there's the article literally I think I read it this week that basically just highlights about that. So they don't have issues.
The trailer came out this week.
Yeah.
What do we think about it?
What do you think about
Was it this week? It was last week.
Oh no, it was last
week.
Yes.
I'll go first. I was torn. Like I was happy about it. At first, I started off not being happy about it, and I was happy about it, then not happy. I don't like how it looks. The color, it's a bit too saturated for me. It become, or that green palette enamored us. That green of the Matrix, and like the blue of the real world, or whatever. So, I don't know.
I think a lot of that is influenced by 8K Super Ultra HD.
Okay, there's a theory online that because it's a new iteration of the Matrix, the color reflects that.
So it cannot be the same.
Yeah, it's not. They're not. Maybe it's not ones and zeros. And
Yeah.
So you were saying, sorry, we're discussing this. This is
So the world then will be the
mimics.
same.
Yeah.
Remember,
It's a
there's the
new
Matrix, but then there's the world outside the
Okay, now
Matrix.
that's my issue. The world outside the Matrix still looks oversaturated, so it doesn't make sense.
But we haven't seen.
We saw it.
No, we
They
saw-
didn't show
But
it.
they showed it.
Of the machine.
You see the machines?
Yeah.
They did.
You didn't see it. They showed the
did.
real world.
There's a short clip of the machines. Yeah.
Just blue and
Yeah.
red dots. It was over the.
I honestly, I think those are the complaints that are obviously also around. Yes,
I don't mind
definitely.
that because we're used to it.
I think it's a bit. Oh look, I'm not a film director, cinematographer, etc. So a lot of the people are also complaining about such things. I think it's too early.
How this too early business of
That's
yours?
just me.
No.
That's just
How can it be too early?
Can I mention
Just
my
in the
point?
color.
I will mention my point.
The
I
color.
think. Look.
How's the color too early? No, yeah, the color
No.
is too early.
I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying it's a bit. I'm giving room to watching the movie and not necessarily like not necessarily judging right now off the bat. You understand that the color will be horrible. No, I'm just saying you don't know if this is the final version. You do not know that.
Then they change the color.
They might.
The only thing
You
they'll
do not
change
know
is
that.
people is backlash.
It can happen, exactly.
Yes, but then we were right in judging it. Like,
No.
this is bad. They're like, man, they think it's bad.
Yeah, but okay, wait, okay.
They were right.
All
It's like Sonic the Hedgehog.
All I am saying, no, yes.
Yes,
because
it's the
Sonic
exact
was-
same thing. He looked useless.
Yeah, but
people think it's useless.
I think
No, that's what I'm saying. I think it's too early. Okay.
Okay, fine.
All in all, what about the content of the actual?
Yes, the content I'm not judging. I'm judging color.
maybe shooting on film as well. Maybe they shot the Matrix on
They shot
film
on
and
film,
now
yeah.
they're shooting on
Digital.
Maybe that is also a factor.
No, you can emulate film with digital.
Yeah, but
There are
why
ways
would
can
you
emulate.
want to? Why should
Coming
they
out
do
this
that?
year, eh? December this
Coming out
year.
in December, yeah.
You?
There's no
Why
time.
should it-
There's
why-
no time to do
No, there's
any
no time.
changes.
There's no time.
Just wait.
I don't
Why-
They always have time. Those
Why should the digital world look super realistic?
No, not realistic. Okay, I'll tell you my first impressions. Like when I saw it, I was like, there are movies that come out today that are saturated but not overly saturated. Let's talk about Transformers. They have like a saturated look, but they're not there. When this movie played, I couldn't see darks and brights. I just saw color. Like when the trailer came out, it was just color. Reds were over. Even the blue and the red pill when he's holding it,
Doesn't look real.
yeah, it looked. We kept saying it looked like a music video.
So I was discussing this with him. Is this a reprise? It looks like they're restarting again. It's the Matrix again.
Also, do they have the same budget? I never checked that.
No,
The budget
I
is
think.
reduced.
You see, I think the biggest thing.
There's no way Warner Brothers would reduce the Matrix budget.
Because
They
it's
will.
they would. If it's like it's
They
just
don't know whether
nostalgia
it's
film.
gonna be-
Remember the other one was
But you
innovating.
don't know whether it's gonna
They
be.
didn't even do that for the Hobbit. They gave the Hobbit like all the
That's
budget
her
they needed.
intention now. She
Let's
intends to
see.
innovate. The other
Who
thing.
says she intends to innovate?
That's what she said. That's what she said.
She wants to innovate.
She does, but that's her
I
plan.
don't know how you innovate film. Like this.
Okay, let's discuss
tell us.
Okay. Anyway, yes.
Moving to the story.
Just exactly. You were mentioning something just now. My thought left me.
I don't know. Another thought that I had was they need. I understand that Keanu Reeves, this look that he has to maintain because he's doing John Wick. They should have told the nigga to shave.
Oh, is
My
that
guy-
why they kept
my guy,
kept-
just shave.
No, they cannot.
Why?
He's the
They
same
can't.
character in.
He looks exactly like John Wick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't-
Oh no.
But
No, but then like
At least do a bola. You know, I'm dead serious. Do a bola. He will look different.
no, just shave, my
Yeah,
guy.
he
Just
needs to shave. But maybe
I think it's a contractual thing, like with Henry Cavill for Justice League.
Yeah.
I wish I
When
didn't
they
know
had
that.
the CGI.
I wish I
The
didn't know
CGI
that.
is
Now it's gonna bother me.
That's ridiculous.
Knowing that he kept it because of John Wick.
the beard.
So,
Hi.
Have we met?
One pill makes you larger and
his memory is gone.
Yes.
Is it?
He doesn't know. Did you
Yes,
watch
no,
the trailer?
I watched it, but it wasn't clear.
His memory is gone. He doesn't know because he's having
He's taking the
a
video.
therapy session
Yeah.
Yes.
with Barney Stinson
Yes.
To me, it looked like
from How I Met Your Mother.
What's his real name?
I forgot his
No,
name.
SPH. Steve Patrick Harris.
Yeah,
Steve Patrick
yes.
Harris.
Yes, that
okay, that one.
And he doesn't know who Trinity is, and it's like
He
he has
looks
to.
like he knew. He was just
No,
pretending not to know.
no,
He
no.
doesn't know who he is. Yeah.
He doesn't know.
But
She
what I was
sounds
discussing with
familiar.
Muso, what I was
Yes.
discussing with Muso was that because remember at the end of Matrix Revolutions,
They destroyed everything.
they didn't destroy
They
everything.
didn't. That's why I also
They
keep
came
on
to
saying
a
he didn't
compromise.
die.
Yeah. Where they
I was
continue-
watching a video where someone was saying this is why trilogies don't work, and they were pointing to Matrix, saying this is why Matrix didn't work because the first Matrix is basically about you as a person coming out of your
Yeah.
shell and be like, look, I'm going to live my life. This is how I'm going to live my life.
To
And
the
and the real you can only come out once you've broken out of the Matrix
accepted.
Yeah.
and you accepted yourself
Yes.
for who you are, right? That was the message of the first Matrix because of who the directors are. Basically,
Yes.
that was the message. Yeah, and then the Matrix 2 and 3 was more or less about a compromise, reaching a compromise,
Between who you were and
Between
who
who
you
you-
are.
not in the world that you exist in.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
right. And that's what people were saying. Like it's two conflicting messages. But I was actually saying it's not a conflicting messages because the when you actually think about it, if the Matrix is this world that we live in, and this guy is saying no, I'm going to allow you to exist as you are. So I can't destroy you without destroying myself.
Yeah.
But I'm going to allow you to exist as you are, but we are going to reach a compromise in which I can go out, whoever wants to, because at the end of the day you can decide, no, I want to remain in the Matrix. I want to, there's that guy at the beginning in the first Matrix.
The bad guy.
Yeah, the bad guy was planning it.
Yes.
Just make me rich, make me,
take me back.
take me back, and I don't live in this world. Yeah. And at the end of the day, that's your choice to make.
Yeah.
Like you can look back and be like, oh, that guy was wrong, but at the end of the day, it's your choice to make. If you're like, no, I want to live in this superficial illusion, that's your choice to make. And I think that was the message of the third Matrix. To say, I'm going to go back into the Matrix, and whoever wants to come out can come out, but whoever wants to stay can stay.
Yeah.
So Resurrections now I'm lost, because remember in the first Matrix, or was it which one was it, 1 or 2, where they were saying the Neo is it's like a virus that keeps coming back.
Yes.
I don't know if it's a virus.
No, they remember the architect said they allow for him.
Yes.
They allow for
because
him.
they need it after every few years they need to have that reset.
It's 3.
Yeah. So I think this is that reset. After them, that Neo went and just destroyed what was that agent? Because
that's why there were a bunch of the ones at the end of the day.
Yes. Because that agent also became a virus to the Matrix itself.
Yeah.
Remember, and the Matrix wanted that thing to go on. And he wanted the balance.
No, but it's fine. Getting back to the actual trailer, we're not getting to it.
Yeah.
No, but that's
what we're discussing, because his memory is now gone.
His memory is also gone.
Is this now another version of that? That's coming back. That's the thing I don't know.
I don't know. No, I don't think so. They allowed him back into the Matrix.
I think they.
Why did he decide to go back into the Matrix? That's the question.
We'll find out.
That one we don't know, because I kept on saying the guy didn't die. The guy didn't die. You understand? The other part, obviously, now that is a very big question is Morpheus.
A young Morpheus.
Why is there a young Morpheus? You understand? So it's like I don't know from what angle the story.
If it's because like Lawrence Fishburne came back and was like, yeah, no, I can't do this. Like, okay, let's change the story to put that.
And why?
No, apparently he wasn't even asked.
Yeah, because
he wasn't asked, because she's trying to tell a story from another angle.
My biggest concern with this is like, it's just a play at nostalgia, and I'll be so sad because I don't really didn't want this movie. But The Matrix, the reason it was a tentpole film, or like it was a proper, because it broke the way films were made.
Yes.
It invented technology. It told a story no one had told before. So you can't remake that. That experience cannot be remade.
But that's what she's trying to say.
Are you saying
she mentioned that they are now experimenting with tech that has never been used before.
Forget that. My thing is, leave that tech thing, man. Like the story.
No, but everyone does. Like James Cameron is the Avatar, the one that's coming, where he's going underworld. I don't know if you saw that.
No.
With the bubbles and the way that 3D, the way they're going to capture the underworld.
Bruh, the thing is like
everyone is now trying to like.
My point is this. Like, you have, in order to innovate, you have to look at what came before that era, and what was that thing that happened,
and broke everything.
Yes. Now the thing is, Matrix broke visual effects. Like that guy Guetta, his name was John Guetta, the guy, the VFX director. When he was coming up with that stuff, there were things that aligned. I don't want to say in the universe that caused that.
But do you think they were just making a movie and it happened to break the mold, or do you think they went in trying to break the mold?
There was a collision of things. Okay. The producer that they stumbled onto, Joel Silver, was like a guy who was looking for young, crazy individuals. These guys were comic book, I think they worked in a comic store or something, who were mad about anime. And that stuff never existed before. This visual effects director had been working with solving problems with camera lenses and was experimenting. And these people just happened to meet at the right time and innovate. Now we're sitting with tech that is already amazing. There's all this stuff, and we are hoping for what happened then. That's not how it works.
That's innovate. When they did that, in 1999, when they broke the mold in 1999. When they did Blade, I remember when they did the first Blade. There was also a lot of talk of like, wow, the visual effects and whatever. So every generation has like. Even going back to
but we are hoping it's the same.
Terminator 2. You remember Terminator 2? Like the silver guy, the one you kept like people were going on about
that's
like,
for me. I understand. Wait, but I hear you. So but my point is, but now the thing is, we are. Lightning doesn't strike twice, bro.
No one is saying.
No, that's what we're saying. We are trying to say that this Matrix, because it's Lana Wachowski, it was a myriad of things that caused that movie.
I understand what you're saying.
Yes.
Right? The stars aligned. I totally get it.
Who knows? Maybe the
all
big thing
I'm
is not...
saying is, all I'm saying is that she is trying to make the stars align.
But it doesn't. My point is, I don't think she wouldn't be able to.
Okay, and
because it wasn't just her. It was the producer, it was the VFX director, it was what technology was.
Okay, just one last thing, and this is what I was trying to say. If the video effects are the same video effects we have seen in the past 3 years, and the story is great, are we gonna be like, no, it wasn't worthwhile?
No, not about it being worthwhile. All I'm saying is we just need to say this could be a good movie.
Yeah,
but nothing is going to be Matrix 1 and Lord of the Rings.
No,
nothing will be that big. There was something, that's what I'm saying.
Especially for you, when it was happening, you were impressionable. So nothing, it's like there will never be another Marshall Mathers LP. There'll be another mother.
My point is that you won't be able to make that experience we had for the kids today with Matrix.
You don't know that.
I promise
the kids are having that with Avengers.
With
you understand?
Oh my God.
They're having that with Avengers.
Yeah.
So
No, they are.
So the Matrix won't be the same. Sorry.
Okay.
My gem of the week is what did I say? Men on Fire.
Men on Fire.
If you have epileptic things, don't watch it because it's a lot of. I'm serious. There's a lot of flashing images. Camera is always shaking, but it's that good 90s, early 2000s story. Very cheesy at parts, but it's nice. And
It was just a brilliant film.
Yeah, it was nice, man. It has terrible ratings on Rotten Tomatoes, 38%. Sometimes ignore those people. Audience rates it 85. Stars, what's his name? Denzel Washington.
Dakota.
Prime, the actor. Well, Dakota Fanning. That guy who talks. What's
Who's
his name?
that?
White guy. White actor.
The actor in Step Up.
No, old white guy. What's his name?
Oh, the guy.
No. People like to do impressions of him.
The guy who played the monkey in Jungle Book.
I don't know.
What's his name, man?
Another film he's been in.
Old guy. I can't remember, but anyway, he's in it.
But I think it's that guy.
Yeah, so it's a good film. It's a nice, good feel-good film. I felt nice.
Is it like action or
It's action.
drama?
It's an action film. It has. I don't know if you've watched Tears of the Sun.
Mm.
It has the Tears of the Sun feel and Last Samurai feel. It's well done.
I've watched
It feels a bit like Colombiana in the way it's shot.
Mm.
Yeah, the color.
Yeah. It's like a mixture of Colombiana and Taken. Yeah.
That's a good description.
Yeah.
And that was episode 5 of the Movie Gods podcast. Give us a like, give
Subscribe.
us a subscription.
Turn on notification bell.
Yes. And go on Facebook and search for Movie Gods podcast and give us a like there. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. See you next time.
Peace.
Peace.
Okay. And we're done.
Yo.